Notary service?
Notary. They're not on here.
How many do we have?
See, quite a few, I'd say. Well,
There's notaries over at the college. There's notaries. Robin, are you a notary here?
Yep.
Several people, several businesses have notaries. The college.
Loretta's a notary.
You've got to consider on this notary too that some people, some businesses just have that to use as in their own department. They're not charging anybody, not making anything. So really, why are you going to charge them a fee?
That's true.
But that's discrimination.
I'm a notary, and I seldom charge anybody for it.
I mean,
That's why I let
I
my.
don't
So-
know if
so-
anybody hardly does.
just like you said, they have them at the college. I'm sure they use them for their own needs. See what I'm saying?
They use them for people, like at the food stamp office, we have notaries. People
Yeah,
walk
so-
in off the street and ask something to be notarized.
So-
Most people don't charge for notary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's free. All you do is just.
But, you know, if you're going to say a notary, it should apply to all people that are notarized.
Yeah.
To me, for that to be fair, in my opinion.
But I don't think you should charge a notary
Anyway,
then.
so I would.
Unless they actually set up an office.
And do
do
nothing but that.
notary.
But do
They
nothing
set
but
up
that.
office to do like deeds and.
Yeah.
But see, I think the reason why they don't have it set up is because people don't charge for notary.
I've never had to pay for one around here.
Me either.
Good to me.
Hey,
Wasn't there something else, Charles, that we were talking about before the council meeting that wasn't on there?
What was it?
I can't remember. There was something else, but I can't bring it back that wasn't included.
Can we always add it if we
We
think
got
of something
car
else?
dealerships
Yeah, but
already
it
on there?
takes 2 readings.
Oh, well.
We
Garages
can think
and
of
all that.
anything we need to put it on there. but-
car dealer, repair shop, car dealer, repair, yeah, it's got about 5 of those.
GT.
Four advertised.
What about tire shops?
Well, it's got accessories, car dealer, repair shop, accessories. But that's too high.
It's natural too.
They got a dealership.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
I'm hearing. I don't see how people can hear when people are talking. I'm just in a
Yeah,
bad
that-
position.
that
I can't see unless I'm sitting like
company down
this.
there, you know, is providing the pipes for the natural gas that they're shipping out of here.
Mhm.
But they're,
Chesapeake, yeah, we need to.
gas or liquefied petroleum bottle for homes and business use per year is $300. That's if they sell cylinders. But we need to put those people down
Yeah,
there.
because we don't have them on there.
Are they in city limits like that?
Yeah.
I thought they were out of
They're
city
Yeah, they're
limits.
on the line.
Chesapeake.
We could go down to, we could use this right here for them all. Gas or liquefied petroleum bottle or homes or businesses per year, $300.
Well, that's what they are, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they really don't bottle it, they ship
Start to say-
it. They just sell the pipes and things. They don't really get involved in gas.
We could probably have things 3,000. It
Wouldn't
wouldn't
bother
be a
me.
drop in the bucket to them.
True.
They're getting rich.
Did you say I'm having a hard time hearing you. Did you say $300 is what the tank
Well,
people are
that's what-
paying?
That's what the liquefied gas, like petroleum,
Yeah.
heritage, and those people that sell gas up here, they pay $300 from the privilege license.
For every tank.
But these people, all they do is provide pipes
Mhm.
for the people that's shipping, that's.
Well, should that be about the same?
Probably would be. Industrial pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Sales.
Is that a business that's going to be viable? It's going to be there, or is it something
yeah.
that's going to come and go? Or
It's gonna be there.
so in other words, their production and their income's going to.
He told me they bought the license for 1 year, so if it wasn't good, they'd sign the lease for 5, and if it wasn't good, they'd sign for 10.
I think $300 is a reasonable amount.
What would be a good, what would be their title? Mr. Buck, do you have any idea?
Well, they're in a service, retail, wholesale type service, the same way as any building supply. They're a gas supply company or a building supply or a home supply or something like that. They just happen to be selling to that one specific industry, which would be the gas and oil industry.
We used to have.
Just like Southern Wholesale.
So you
then.
couldn't pick them out and say, hey, you got to
Well, I
pay.
mean, they've got to pay, they're operating the business for
Yeah.
the city of Cumberland, and they have a, just like, well, Ms. Gillum has already volunteered what she pays to operate her business. Any other business that's operating has pays for the privilege of operating within the city and getting the city's protection, the city services.
So would they fit in another class we already have on there, I guess?
I don't see any on here that they would, they
It's
got
probably none that says gas,
hardware.
but I'm sure that there's.
You
Remember
mentioned,
we had Chevron and had the storage tanks up here, once, right beside us, at that time.
Yeah.
That was some kind of facility, I don't know what they would
Fuel
do.
pump.
Huh?
Fuel pump.
Fuel pump?
Not too bad.
I see, okay, a filling station, gas and oil per year is 150. Hardware stores at 150, like compared to the hardware, maybe, it's 150.
is there like mining supplies? Because to me, I'm thinking gas, I equate to mining, like mining supply.
Mining supply is $400. That would probably be the best, would that be the closest thing?
Yeah, it's in
Mining
mines and
supplies.
minerals.
Yeah.
Because these people aren't mining for gas
Mhm.
and stuff, and they are supplying the people that's doing it. You don't remember what we charged them for?
$100.
100?
So we
But they were
wasn't
just
sure.
starting with.
Yeah, we didn't really know what to do.
I personally think that it equates to mining supplies or something of that nature. 400. If the mining supplies have to pay $400, then the gas companies that come in and drill and stuff should be paying that much. Well, but the that sells the equipment that they need, I think should be paying the same.
Will they fit in that category, Parker? That one they've just told?
From what I understand, they're selling pipes, which
That's what it is. Transporting and selling.
that's used in that industry the same way that there would be supplies used in mining. So mine and mineral supplies. You might want to call it mines and mineral supplies.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
That
Oil and
400
gas.
don't sound bad.
throw in oil
For a
and
big
gas for
company.
the heck of it. You never.
Yeah, you could change the name of that and just
Sure.
put
Just leave it the
mining,
same.
oil and gas supply, mining, minerals, oil and gas supplies, $400. That's a good idea.
Don't know what will come in the future.
Yeah.
Since we're amending this, I want to make, I want the council to say that right now that they don't want that, what was that I was so against? How do you say it?
Adult novelty.
Adult novelty. I want that off of there before somebody comes in this town and puts one up.
Yes, I thought we took that off.
No, sir, it's still on there.
They tried to down the river. They
Done away
tried to
with
put
Parker.
one in down the river though, where you're coming from Harlan and coming.
So I hope everybody else agrees to strike that off.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem
I just lined it
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
I just lined it off. We won't put
So
it
is,
back on.
so does everybody agree to
Does
add
everybody
the,
agree
to the adding the
striking
gas?
that off?
Oh, yeah. But going back to the gas thing, are we going
strike it
to
off.
separate them or put them in
No,
like
it's
minerals,
putting them in
mines,
and
minerals? Okay,
Same
good.
fee.
$400.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think $500 for that, since they're.
500 or 400?
Well, it's already set for 4.
We might go.
That's-
It's already set at 4.
Okay, I changed it to mining,
Yeah.
minerals, oil, and gas supply.
Yeah.
We don't want to increase anybody's right now. People saying too hard time.
400 is I think that's kind of high, but
Yeah.
anyway, 400 for that, mining, minerals, okay? We do have a miscellaneous on here too, in case we come up with something. Miscellaneous is $60. So,
That's the kind of business I'm in.
Me too. I'm gonna come in with miscellaneous something.
So, and we struck out, remove it, we struck out the adult novelty stores.
I just don't like miscellaneous. What's miscellaneous cover?
but I don't know, if it's anything that probably not fit on anywhere else here.
I just don't like that.
Well, the price on it.
I don't like that wording on it. miscellaneous. I don't like
Up
it.
the price.
I said it all depends on what it was. Have you ever written one miscellaneous, Robin? Have you ever written a figured license for miscellaneous?
No, we tried to put them in some kind of category.
That's too wide open, miscellaneous. I'd strike that.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness, I could come in and say, I want my landlord or my
You never know, though. They might come up with
something or
some
my
kind of
fireworks
business.
display under miscellaneous. I don't like that word. That's too vague.
Charge people to have yard sales.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't fall under miscellaneous though.
No, we have,
Is that on there?
Seems like it was $10 or something.
what about yard sales?
He called,
People have them for-
I just don't think you ought to charge
Yeah, I don't
people
think
for
we ought
yard
to charge
sales.
them.
I
I
think
don't
that's
either.
ridiculous.
Why don't
Flea
we-
market, yeah, but not.
If you have
Yeah.
somebody that's sitting up Cumberland every day.
Yeah, if you take somebody from out of town that's coming up here and setting up a shop selling
Every
their
day.
stuff, that's different.
Yeah, but occasional yard sales.
But somebody just having one at their home, no. They need the money and they need to get rid of
What
it.
about on Main
we
Street?
don't charge them.
What about
For a yard
roadblocks?
sale?
No, I don't think we ought to charge anybody for a roadblock.
Usually they're doing that.
It's
for a
always
reason.
beneficial to somebody or
With
some
some
organization.
organization for football or basketball. or-
Cheerleaders, you don't want to charge them
Yeah.
youngins for get out there and try to collect some money.
I don't think we schedule them anymore. I think the county does that, you know, and they have it over that, but they don't charge anyway though. Well, have you all looked this over, the copies that you've got, or and the changes? I'll make these changes to this, and we'd like to have it made, so that we can have the first reading of it. The next council meeting.
You've got,
Nothing's changed but what we
April
had.
council meeting, and then May, and then you have to publish it.
It'll be June before we
And
get
then-
it.
So you really, if you're gonna try to put it in effect
Get
by
in on the
July,
budget
time's
here
of
before
the
too
essence.
long.
Well, what I was saying is, we kept the old original ordinance the same, nothing's been changed but what we did tonight.
Right.
Okay.
So have it ready by next meeting and we're good to go.
No change in prices or anything, just additions and strike out.
The additions we made tonight.
So there shouldn't be any problem next time.
Nope.
Well, if we do have to change it next time, we'll make immediate changes right there and then, so we can get it first reading, okay?
Just,
Okay.
Robin, make sure you read it real good before you.
Because,
Yeah,
it doesn't
Don't think
become
of anything,
effective,
put it
you all
down on
know, it
there.
doesn't become effective until
It's
your
published.
second
Mhm.
reading, you've got to publish it. And because it's affecting fees, and you have to publish it within 30 days for, and then, you know, you want to give people notice before July.
Okay. We'll go on past the privilege license order. And now the next one is the alcoholic beverage tax ordinance. In all of the ordinances pertaining to alcoholic beverage, the tax is stipulated to be 3%. The ordinance has never said 1% beverage tax. And there's 3 ordinances. 198 was approved in July 12, 1986. It said 3%. Ordinance number 246, November the 14th, 1991, says 3%. There is no 1% ordinance anywhere in that ordinance book.
Where did this come from?
But
All this stuff here, I mean,
this is a resolution. It's not changing the ordinance, because the ordinance reads 3%. And what this resolution does, it merely says that the council, not the council, but the city must collect, or will start collecting 3% alcoholic beverage tax, as the ordinance states.
That's from the last meeting.
why has it never been collected in the first place, if that's the
I
ordinance?
don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that.
Where's the original ordinance that states 3%?
It's in the ordinance, still in the ordinance book. This is the one dated. Let's see.
Norma, do you
You wanna
remember?
read it? Go get the ordinance book.
Do you
I'd just
remember
like to see what-
why, when they changed it to 3%, why they only collected
They
1%?
just never did. If it was brought up, it was just like today. Just
Well,
First
go over
ordinance
the
was
people's heads.
July the 12th, 1986, 3%.
That's the ordinance for it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that was the first one. Then the second one was ordinance number 246, November the 14th, 1991. It says 3%.
you said there were three of them?
There's three.
Well, I've got 198, 246.
Okay, have you seen them?
No, I mean, what's the other
There's one.
ordinance?
Earlier than that. I think I got tabs on them in the ordinance book. She needs to bring them out and go to Mr. Box. Let me help her get it.
Oh, I can help her. Here, let me help her. You go ahead.
Well, I do know that you have to show that you've got that many alcohol-related arrests, and you've got to show that all that money goes back in
To the police
to the
department.
police department. And if you don't do that, you're in trouble.
They always
Well,
do it.
If it's 3%, we should be collecting
Excuse why we pay
3%.
more for
Well-
a hamburger than we do beer.
But you
They just
better
bring
be
it in.
proving that you can do that.
Right.
Parker explained that the last meeting.
Here, Mr. Box, these ordinances for the alcoholic beverage, they want to put the paper clips on.
I had to take some Advil before I came in.
I can't take anything right now for a week.
Mr. Raleigh wanted to look at it.
Robin, you've been here through thick and thin and through different mayors. Do you have any idea why?
Norma
What
said
has
that,
come up that they did not go with that?
Here's the one.
They battled it out for a while, the city and the liquor people did.
Yeah. And while we were paying more for a hamburger in a food than we were for a beer.
the liquor business has changed
They've had
now. It's not the same as it was
Donnie
20 years
Brook
ago.
around about it.
So, you all can look at it. My thought on this is that we need to see what, I don't think you can retroactive any of this.
No.
And quite frankly, if you're going to start, if you're going to make a change, I think it would be, if you're asking for my opinion on it, I think you'd be better off to set the rate, whatever it's going to be. If you're going to start collecting a different rate than what you've been collecting for the past half century, I think you need to go about it the way you would to set a rate. For what, I don't know, certainly I don't know why you haven't changed it. Robin, or no one doesn't. I guess Ms. Boyer's on the council the longest. Nobody seems to know how this
No,
happened.
they just griped about it, and while we was paying more for a hamburger
Yeah.
than we was paying for beer.
You know,
So you just need to, I think you need to look, if you're wanting to collect a different rate, I think you need to go about it the way you would from the get-go, from fresh.
Right,
instead
just
of-
when you redo the budget this year, just,
Yeah, well,
Right.
there may be certain restrictions from, that you'd have to deal with on the state level in terms of the taxation on that. You need to look into that.
I know you have to prove that you're going to use that. If you increase it from what you've been charging,
Well-
you got to prove that you're putting it right back in the police department
Into the
for
police
alcoholic,
depart- It goes to the
alcoholic
police department.
beverage arrest and
So,
related.
And so there are certain restrictions and
Mm-hmm.
guidelines on that, and I don't think that that's anything that you all are prepared to do tonight.
Mm-mm.
well, do we have
I
an
agree.
ABC?
yes,
Agent now?
I'm the ABC agent. with
Oh,
Cleveland.
you are?
Yes.
I know we
Now,
So
didn't.
does that mean that you
Different
are,
one.
and you need to make sure
Alcohol
whether you're
beverages.
talking about whether it's serving it in a restaurant or a club or a bar or whatever, or whether you're talking about retail sales.
Okay, that does pertain to all sales, retail and package.
And
And
with-
it does say in there that every year, the city council will come up with the amount of money that they're going to charge, which is, maximum is 3%. It has to be in our budget. You have to indicate in our budget what you're going to charge for alcoholic beverage.
Oh, yeah.
That's stipulated right in that
You
ordinance.
start missing that.
And also, here's what the problem, this is how the problem came about. This form here that we send to
Sam used to.
each of the alcoholic beverage dealers says tax due, multiply line 2 by .01. It should be multiply line 2 by .03.
So who prepares that form?
That was the form that's prepared. We prepare it,
The city.
the city
So
prepared it.
you've only asked for one.
That's what we've been asking for.
Well, I think if you're gonna change it, you need to do it, the proper way, and not rely upon the effectiveness of a statute that's at least 20 years old,
And hasn't been followed.
that hasn't been followed. It's not right.
Do we have any problem with people paying, Robin, or the alcohol
No.
taxes they pay willingly?
As long as you leave them alone, they'll pay it now.
2,800, I think, between 2 and 2,500.
Alcohol tax on this one was 3,700.
Yeah.
You know, that.
And it's according to the time of year too.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
satisfactory right there.
I reckon, and that's how often, Robin?
When he spoke, everybody listened.
How often is that?
Monthly.
This was 3,700
Well,
last
why are
time.
we talking about raising it then?
It's,
Well,
It's the we're not
are
doing what the
We're
ordinance
not
says.
having an overwhelming arrest record around here to where it's gonna take more money right now to run the police department for that.
well, the police department's wanting a new car.
Well, I'm sorry about those new cars. We just got through buying,
We're still paying
we just got through buying trucks.
And we're still paying for the cars, you know.
Well, I know, but we can't afford any new cars, any cars for anybody else right now, that's for sure.
the issue I have is if the ordinance says 3%, we should be doing what the ordinance says we should be doing,
Well,
or fix it.
Parker's a lawyer and he
Well,
says
that's
we
what-
can't do it this time.
Well, no, he said, well, then we need to amend the ordinance. We need to
But
fix it.
Not tonight, we need to do a little more research to make sure what.
I mean, you know, it's just a matter of what you want to do. Now, the
Mayor-
money-
what
Do you
the
want it
mayor-
3%?
The mayor's saying he has a dilemma. The city's preparing the forms that say 1%. He's gone back to the book to see where the 1% was set, and the book didn't set it at 1%, the book set it at 3%. And so he's asking the council to either tell him to keep collecting it at 1%, as it's been done for the past 30 years, or he doesn't want somebody next year to say
Yeah.
Carl Hatfield didn't collect what he was supposed to.
Yeah, I'd like 1%, fine with me.
He can just say, well,
With
I
what they're
did,
paying
I
already.
did what the mayor before me did, who did
Yeah.
what the mayor before them did, what the mayor before them. He's just wanting to clear it up, and I don't hear him say he's wanting to increase it. He just wants there to be a discussion about what it
Well,
is.
you already got the form.
But in my opinion,
Yeah.
I do not believe, and I express this, I don't think that you can just all of a sudden, and he hasn't.
Change it.
He hasn't just all of a sudden
It's
upped it
been
and
1% for a long
yeah,
time.
and so he
Yeah.
just
Whether
needs
it's supposed to be
he needs
3
some
or
guidance
not.
from the elected officials.
We need to amend the ordinance to 1%, 2%, or 3%. What you're
Right.
saying. Yeah, that's.
It just
I
needs to
think
be
we ought to amend
fixed.
it to
That's
1%,
correct.
since that's what we've been collecting all this
Okay,
time
we'll have to
with
do that.
those figures they've got.
And,
Yeah,
the budget.
getting ready for the budget.
Their budget had to be set at 1% already.
must-
We voted
If the
for
budget
them,
was
they
set on
had
the
to
We're
raise
not
it.
changing
it this year.
We ain't got to put
It was set on
like we used
1%.
to have.
The budget was,
That's what I
but the
thought,
ordinance
yeah.
says 3%.
Well,
But
that's
we
what we're
either
talking about
change
changing.
the ordinance or change this document. And
change the ordinance.
Change the ordinance to 1%. That's what I think.
So, in other words, fix
We need to
it.
make a motion
Fix it.
on that?
Fix it, that's the only reason why I brought it
Yeah,
up last
fix it.
time.
Just amend the ordinance.
Okay.
Same
Nobody
thing as
get
the
elected.
process it the same way.
Gee, they're already paying outrageous
You're gonna
amount.
put it in at that time.
Well, I have to check, I
Or
should
they
check.
can make if you're not increasing it, you know, you have to publish it if you're adding or increasing a fee. But I think if they want just to amend it tonight to say that it should reflect what the city's been doing, I think they can make that motion tonight.
Just do that.
All right,
Okay, I make a motion,
1%.
yeah. And I second it.
Okay, we got a motion second, just.
Or get a roll call vote on this, okay?
Okay.
Barrett,
Yes, I vote to fix that ordinance by
Bowles,
amending.
Yes.
Dixon,
No.
Elliott,
Yes.
Gillum,
Yes.
Graham,
Yes.
and Raleigh.
Yes.
Motion to amend ordinance number 246, dated November the 14th, 1991, to read 1%.
That's 6 yes and 1 no.
And you seconded it.
Yep,
You just don't need
I got like by Lake Falls.
Should have been amended here, so.
Oh, it should have been followed from get-go. It said that
Well,
from
I mean,
taking-
the
and
state can come in and really get you if you're not using
when they
that money
passed
on
that
it.
ordinance, it should have been collected.
Well, it should have been, but you better,
But
you've
it's
got to
not.
prove to them every month when you increase that. Every month you got to prove to them that you're putting that money.
Okay, the
That means
next
triple
item
effect in
is
place to work.
resolution number,
379.
380.
What's 380?
That's a new ordinance that Chief
That's what we
Creech is presenting. He's asking for a resolution
Colonel, you start measuring.
authorizing the mayor to seek funding for the purchase of electronic control devices for use by officers of the Cumberland Police Department. Whereas the city of Cumberland, Kentucky is in need of funds to purchase electronic control devices for the purpose of providing a less than lethal alternative tool for the protection of the citizens and the police officers of Cumberland. These devices will be implemented in accordance with the approved departmental policy as needed. Whereas the Cumberland Police Department is seeking assistance from the Kentucky Department of Homeland Security in the form of the Law Enforcement Protection Program. This is a non-match grant which is specifically designed to fund this type of equipment. Now therefore it be resolved by the Cumberland City, Kentucky City Council as follows. That the application for tasers be approved, that the chief be allowed to apply for tasers.
I
Chief,
thought we
you wanna-
had tasers before.
We
So
had
what
one.
happened
They
to
all
them?
gone.
They're all
Nobody
obsolete, they
knew
can't
where
get
they
batteries for
went.
them, so. And batteries is $95 a piece for them. You won't buy batteries in all the terminals that goes back with them. This is a free grant, you don't wanna turn this down. This is-
No, I mean,
this
I
is
understand
given
that,
to
but
you.
I'm just
So we'll
questioning
apply
what
for
happened to
8
the old
brand new-
tasers.
Brand new tasers, it's just like everything else, 2 or 3 years electronic equipment, it's obsolete, it's no good.
Computers.
Probably
Like
another year
laptops.
from now, we can't even buy the cartridges to go in those things. Them cartridges now is $95 a piece. Batteries is about $100 a piece for them. A new battery is half that. I mean, it's just like everything else.
Yeah,
Improvement
but
cycles.
where are those tasers now if you're
We
not
just
able
got
to
3
use
of
them?
them.
I mean,
They had
what are you gonna
fire,
do with
didn't
them?
they?
I guess,
You can't do nothing with them. They was bought by federal grants, you gotta keep them.
yeah.
You can't sell them. You can't
I
give
mean,
them.
I
You
just
gotta
don't
keep
want them out on the street and
carry 'em
somebody
out
buy a
now,
battery for them.
But you can't, no, the civilians can't have these. These is for police use only. And you gotta keep them within the department. You can't
This-
sell them.
The rest of this thing, the project information, the project title is Office for Electronic Control Equipment. The total amount requested is $5,000. The total project amount is $5,000. And the agency requesting is the Cumberland Police Department. And it's, the item is electronic control devices, Taser X26 with 4 cartridges, 1 blade, and a holster. And the legal applicant is the City of Cumberland, with address located, just the general information. And the project officer here is Chief Charles Lane Creech. It's his address. And I can read the detailed scope of work, but it's a free, it's not free, but it's a grant. There's no matching funds to provide the department with 4 Taser guns.
What, could we, those 3 that we have left, could we do those on a surplus sale maybe?
No.
They're not, you
Can't
can't
surplus
sell.
sale maybe?
Because
My
federal
understanding, it was
funds.
bought by grant and you can't get
No,
nothing.
you can't do anything with them if they're
Nothing.
federal.
Got to stay
There was
within
a
the
part
park.
with the green.
And I think there's a
We
technical,
paid
I don't know
Yeah.
what the.
There's some kind of limitation, but then you
surrender
gotta
them.
give them to somebody else that's in a police agency or something. You just can't set them on the street.
Maybe surrender them then
So we
if that's
pay
what
for
we
them?
do.
Yeah, we didn't.
because they're,
So if we paid for them out of city funds, I think with those 3, we should try to get our money reimbursed through maybe a surplus sales or something, surplus.
You
Yeah,
just
whenever
can't, I
I
don't
was on
think
King,
You can't.
sell those to
Derek
general
brought it before
public.
here.
They're like weapons.
Oh, they're illegal now. You
Yeah,
can't
that's
sell them
true.
to the public.
We
But
have
you
to
can't
get
sell
to
them anyway for
the,
so many years. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Maybe
because
another
federal.
department or something.
Wayne, can you check on that and see what we can do to?
You ain't gonna get nothing out of them.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about giving them back to somebody of authority so we won't be stuck with them and letting them run. See what I'm saying?
Nobody can get hurt.
Turn 'em in.
During that weapons turn-in.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah,
that.
but to get something free, well, yeah, we can't pass that.
In other words, to destroy them if we're not gonna use
Right.
them.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Because of probably within 6 to 9 months, you can't buy a cartridge anyway. You're talking about every time you shoot that thing, it's $95.
Well, Wayne, I hate to tell you, but those people out there can come up with ways to do things. They can find them. Now, I'm sorry they can do it. And I'm gonna ask you
They're getting
something.
obsolete is what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
we're getting where we can't buy batteries or cartridges.
I want to ask you something else. What about the training for the officers to use these? What do they have to
Trained
do?
that I know of.
Huh? They have been trained, they've been certified in the use of them. You got papers on that and everything. You know
Oh, sure, I
that.
got papers.
I mean, you know that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's my
It don't
question.
matter, we can get the tasers out, training, then you get trained once you get the tasers. But, yeah,
Okay.
everybody that I know is, in my department right now, is taser. trained.
Okay, that's my question.
I hear a motion?
I make a motion. Oh, well.
Motion.
Motion to approve resolution 380 electronic devices for the police department.
Motion made and seconded.
I second it.
Have a roll call vote.
I don't know what you can do. So you gotta keep them so many years, and I don't know what
Barrett?
years it is.
Yes.
5 years or 8
5
years
years?
or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll have to look and see how they.
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Or we can give us, they stay fleeting, we can wait them.
Graham,
Yes.
and Raleigh.
Yes. I'm taking it over.
Yep.
You need to sign it. There. We'll just give it to Wayne and he can follow through with it.
See, I got to go back to
I'd
that.
like to report on our water collection accounts. I showed this to Ms. Gillis, but this is the first time we've ever had this few numbers of delinquent accounts.
And all those aren't delinquent.
And these people came in, most of these people came in to pay.
What about the big bills that you put in the, what do you call it, a non-active file or something like that?
Inactive file, we are turning those meters off and checking them weekly.
I mean, how many would you guess
I
roughly?
don't have, how many we got in that now?
About 140 people.
Yeah. And
So they still
complete-
pick delinquency out there owed.
Well, they're not paying and not using the water though.
I found one today that was supposed to be pulled, and it's up in my neighborhood, and it's still right there. It's not been pulled.
Do you know what what the
Who
house number
took
is?
the
or
water out?
Do I know who it is?
something? Just to give us the house number.
Well, I told the guys when I was reading it today, they're supposed to come and tell whoever, and then they're supposed to tell you,
Okay.
because that was supposed to be pulled.
Well, they're pulling meters every day. When we find a delinquent account that's not, it has been turned back on, we're pulling the meter. We're not turning them off. We're
Do
pulling
you
them.
know how much money's in
I
that
don't know, you can
non-active
keep it,
file?
you
No, I don't.
They're gonna turn it back on themselves.
I'd say it is
I saw
more
them
than,
do it.
more than needs to be. Those people need to be paying as well as anybody else.
They
But
pay
they're not
on back
using the
for
water.
it.
Or maybe so, or being pulled.
They turn them back on, they can actually, with a code enforcement.
There's battery in that clock over.
And we'll start there. And I talked with the, Kathleen White, she is with the, Corps of Engineers. I guess you've seen that bridge on Blair Street. Okay, it's more or less washing out, so we had to close it down. The Corps, she told me today that it would probably be impossible for them to repair that bridge now. That, you know, that was on the scheduled replace list, that bridge and the one at Market Street. The Corps of Engineers they're out of funds. They moved their primary headquarters, or the office that was servicing us, from Nashville, Tennessee to Huntington, West Virginia. So the money, but Mr. Hal Rogers, who's the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, he still has control of the money. But the money that would be coming here will now be going to Huntington, West Virginia, with new people coming in to service this area and to finish this project. And Ms. White says she don't see us see it getting finished. That we're stuck with what we've got. But we need to contact, and I've got some people that talk with Hal Rogers that's calling him to let him know that we can't get stuck in the middle like this, with the project not even halfway finished, and then they discontinue.
I doubt if it's halfway finished.
I don't know the exact degree of finish or anything, but it's not complete.
Can I say something about the Corps of Engineers?
And they are coming up there to redo that yard. They're going to regrass it, reseed it, and resurface it, and they are going to take care of that.
Can I say something?
No, but let us finish. We'll come to the public after we get through with some of the city business, okay? But then, let's see, that was, and you saw the road over here.
Yeah.
We had closed that road off. We're gonna have to repair that. And now we've had quite a few large expenses on moving the mercury rock, or the rock that they said had mercury in it, but it came about that it did not. It was not contaminated. It cost us $43,000 on a structured payment plan to move that rock, which was there for 7 years. And all of a sudden, it's either move it or they're going to fine us for it. So we moved it. And we were fortunate enough to have enough money that we can structure our payments and accounts to deal with these unexpected and extraordinary costs. The bridge, the road over here, I've been trying to get money for that. And that's going to take quite a few $1,000s. Now, we have money in our MRA, or Municipal Road Aid Fund. How much is in it right now, Robin?
I think about 39,000.
But that money was targeted for blacktopping. Now, we'll have to have a public hearing before we use it. And in the LGEA funds, how much money would you have in that?
About 35.
Okay, and that money is for specific purposes also. We have to have a public hearing before we can use that. we intended to pay our portion of the $8,000 required for the 2 trucks that will be here within a couple of weeks. And then the grant, that's our matching funds, $8,000, and it's going to cost the city $8,000, and we'll get the grant for $32,000 to pay for the 2 new trucks. And now our trucks and vehicles are on their last legs. We don't have 3 or maybe 4 usable trucks right now. We're just driving rigs. Every day we're putting brakes or calipers or fixing the engines and things on these trucks and things. But we were able to operate, and yet we're able to operate as we are now, and yet pay for new motors for the pump, for the water plant and the sewage plant. And we just rebuilt our dosing station at the sewage plant at a cost of $30,000. But these expenses we can cope with them. But what we've done is structured our payments in the future to pay for things. We're using our future dollars to pay for things that we're doing now, just to keep operating. So we're going to have to just start doing the best we can with what we've got and working together. We're like the Titanic, you know. The council sitting on this side of the ship, and the mayor and the administration is on this side of the ship. And it doesn't matter where you're standing. If the ship starts to sink, we're going to go down together. So we need to get together before we sink. So I'd like to see us get to be more congenial, and if we can't get along and do the things for the city like we're supposed to be doing, then I see no future for us here, or for me. So I'm gonna just take it as it comes and do the best I can, and just hope you all understand where we're going. I believe that's all I've got.
Can I say something there?
No, it's up. We have council comments now. Oh, we have one more. What is this? Oh, this is not your concern, but I did want to let you know we've appointed new members of the. We've reappointed members of the Tourist Commission. The terms expired in January 2012. So I reappointed them, Reese Stagnolia, who represents the Tri-City Chamber of Commerce, for a period of 3 years, from January 2012 to January 2015. And the same period of time for Mr. Scott Sherman, who represents the Hotel Motel Association, and April Lasky, who is appointed by the CEO appointment for the same period of time. And a new member of the Tourist Commission, Mr. Cleon Cornick. He's appointed CEO appointment. And his period of time will be from March 2012 to March 2015. Mr. Cornick replaces Mr. Don Disney, who resigned. Mr. Disney's been working for the city as a volunteer status for many years, and his services are very valuable.
What is that? You have a copy of that?
It was.
Oh, you just read?
It was in today's box. When I came in, it was in the... No, it wasn't. It was in this morning's box.
Well, gee, I don't come in here every day of my life. Does everybody else have a copy of what he just read? I don't.
No, this was just information.
Is that in...
How about the,
It says it's
Oh, it was in today's box. Or when I came into the meeting, it was in the box.
Some of that was information.
John Dart.
this would be just for John Dot.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
That was something in there from prior days.
Oh, okay, so
Kinda old.
we're not gonna address that tonight.
Right. And we got rid of some surplus properties. We got rid of the junk truck, we got $300 for it, and we got $650 for the old police car. And the other one, the fellow's still gonna take it for $800. Then we got one truck, I thought we could take the money to repair it, but it's not worth repairing. The guy told me it cost $1,650 to repair the transmission and some other problems with the truck. So I don't think, and the truck is a 1995 Dodge bucket, not a bucket, it has
Box truck.
box truck, and it's not worth repairing. He said the motor, there's something wrong with the motor other than just the transmission. That is Billy Williamson.
I would, if you're gonna sell that though, now that bed alone is worth money.
I think you take the bed and put it on one of our other trucks.
Okay, because that bed, if you buy a new bed like that, they're $3,500.
It's a good bed, it's in good shape.
And they, you can lock your tools in them. I don't care what truck you put them on. They'll fit Ford, Chevy, Dodge.
I can put it on, I can put it on one of the trucks that's transferring from waterfront to maintenance.
That's my biggest concern is not getting rid of that box because they need a way to lock up those tools so they don't lose them.
Well, they need a way of hauling them tools to the job site without having to put them in every truck and always having to.
But that box is key.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got. And I guess we can go to council comments now.
We've discussed everything that, except for one thing that tonight that I wanted to bring up. Back in the middle of February, I think it was the middle of February, I thought the application had a date on it, but it doesn't. I got a Little Tikes catalog, a commercial catalog, and noticed that there was an application for a grant that you could apply for. And I applied for it, thinking, I didn't think that, I would hear anything from them. Well, the representative contacted me, and he came to City Hall to meet with me, and let's see, Robin was there, and the mayor was there, Bobby Gothard, David Kennedy came. Anyway, we discussed the meeting. The Little Tikes person our representative he's coming up with 4 different designs on the possibility of us getting an ADA certified playground to be put at the Cumberland City playground over here that's next to Marathon and the high school. It's not we might have to meet some of the costs through fundraising. David Kennedy did commit $10,000 toward the project if we have to pay that much. The grant is not a matching grant amount. Little Tikes just puts they could say, okay, we'll give you 20% for the cost, or we'll give you 45%. What was the amount that he said the highest he's ever seen them give was?
30.
No, I thought it was 40. It was almost 50%. So, and David Kennedy has promised $10,000. Bobby Gothard and Tracy Bailey are looking into helping us too. We could do a little fundraising. I haven't got the designs yet, and when I do, I was going to share that with the whole council. And what I'll do is, if I get that, he said we'd get it either today or tomorrow. I'll make copies of all the designs and put them in your trays, if you don't mind doing that. It was a really good meeting, though, about the grant, and he's taken it to Little Tikes and going to submit it. We're looking, with David Kennedy's help, he said he had some equipment. Well, in fact, David does have equipment he's getting ready to put in. He bought a new playground last year. It's been in storage because of the weather. I gave you all a map, and it's not to specs. I wouldn't know how to do that. But if you'll notice in the upper corner, upper part of it, David's going to put the new playground that he has that's not ADA. In other words, children who are handicapped would not be able to play on it. The playground that I've applied for will be for handicapped children. Okay? David does have some swings that are in compliance with ADA. They're made specifically for children to sit in. He's going to put those on the swings. So Mr. Bottoms has taken the specs and a bunch of pictures that we took back with him. He's going to design a playground within a price range of $30,000, and David's already committed 10 of it. So basically, we have to see how much the grant is going to let us have for that. Tracy Bailey also said that when we were talking about it, a group of people, and I can't remember who she said they were coming in. They're going to redo the sidewalk, the tennis court and basketball court. They're going to clean it up and paint it like the blue courts and all that, put new ball goals up. They've already planned all that for over there. She also said that they would take the fence down so that it would give more play area. And can you remember anything else that they were talking about doing over there? Pretty much covers it. And if the papers want a copy of this, they can have this if they want it. I'll set it up here.
Are we still on that property?
Well, that's what I was going to say, because now
City park.
my
It's a city
understanding is that this is going to be sold with the schoolhouse over there, and this is going to be converted into a parking lot.
Have you made any arrangements for that park?
So do we have the deed to that piece of
A
property?
few years ago, I did a title search on that for, I think it's either Main Street or I guess it's Tracy. I forgot. They were
Yeah.
applying for some grants there, and they wanted a title search on that, but that property belongs to the city. That was never part of the owner. The school didn't own it. The school board didn't own that. That was still
So
city
this
property.
is.
And she did, a few years ago, they did something over there, I forgot what it was, but I don't have it here with me, I didn't know that was an issue, but the city owns that. And I don't recall anything happening within the past few years to change that. The last time I looked at it, it was the city's property.
Okay.
Well,
That's
and
the first thing you see when you come to Cumberland.
Yeah.
If we can't do this for our kids, then we
It's a
need to close
good
the
idea.
doors.
I just question who owned it to make sure we don't have to move it.
I remember
I
that.
wouldn't
Because I know
have
they're
applied
on
for it.
blacktop.
It was some
I
sort
wouldn't
of
have- We owned it,
grant
I
that
think.
they were
Yeah.
trying to get.
I wouldn't have
Yeah, we
applied
do.
for it if the city didn't own the
I
land.
didn't know if it was still in effect. Yeah, I knew we
What's
should
on
own it.
this side of the driveway or road or whatever?
Well, I mean, really, why are they going to take a fence down if you're going to have all that
For
activity
room.
over there?
For room, mainly because it just depends on the size. Well, they're not necessarily going to take them down. Tracy suggested that because David has said that every year he will put something in over there until it meets the needs of our children. He said he'd do that every year.
Well, that's a good idea.
And,
I just want to make sure we didn't have to move
Help
stuff.
finance it. Let's put it that way. Help finance putting something in every year until the needs for our children in the
We own some
community
property,
are met. So,
but we can't put it on.
Because I do know, the college, when they get that, they're going to, every spot they're going to put a parking lot on, and
Well,
I'd
the
hate
city-
for this to be messed up.
it's not in, the city does, I wouldn't have applied for that grant if I didn't think the city owned the property, so.
So Parker
It's
says we do
commendable
still
you
use
to
them.
take that on yourself and do that.
You did good, Carl.
Yeah, you sure did. And that's why we're getting good comments from the city, that the council, mayor, and all of us together are, starting to get our act together.
Yeah, it was sometime, I happened to see it and get it and see the application in it, and I thought, what would it hurt? So,
We don't have any idea how much we're going to
no,
put up.
this is just in the very beginning stages, and like I said, when I get the design and stuff, and it's submitted, all that information is submitted to Little Tikes, I'll just make copies of whatever I get, and if it's before, I'll just stick them in the boxes.
Well, the council will have to approve the final issue.
Right, but I just want to keep everybody up to date.
So we'll,
But that's all I think that's all I have to say, because we talked about everything else that was on my list before.
Well, no,
that's all you had.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, Let's see. Yeah, looks like more than what it is because I've been writing on it. I'd just like to start, we haven't saw the quarterly reports on the budget or made any amendments. We don't really know where we're at on the budget. I mean, we don't really know how we're staying in the budget because we were supposed to be doing that quarterly and we haven't been doing it.
Well, the quarterly reports come out March the 31st. We gave you December 31st.
But
And
we haven't done it every 3 months and went over it and made any amendments necessary
well,
as a council.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what we were supposed to be doing. I'd just like to suggest we start doing that like we're supposed to do.
But we always give you the quarterly reports at the end of the quarter now.
Council needs to
December.
discuss it and go over it and
Yeah, well,
rather than just look at them and pass them on and review them.
okay.
So we'll know exactly what's
March
going on in the
31st,
budget.
you'll get the other quarterly report and we'll be glad to sit here.
And the auditor, has he finished the audit yet? Because
He was supposed to be here tonight.
I know you had papers a couple of meetings ago and said you were gonna give them to the council and we didn't get them and
You got him, he gave I think he gave the auditor's letter, which is required, and the auditor's report, the summarized version. He's supposed to, what he just got in his books, he said.
I'll talk to you here today.
No indication of when he'll present his report or?
He's hard to talk to, he's hard to get in touch with. And, all we can do is call him and
Carpark having a special meeting to do that. He come on the regular. He didn't say that.
Special meeting
Present the audit.
He tried that Benham, public, it's open to the public.
well, special call meetings are open to the public.
I know, but he's trying to, if anybody has a comment, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
the.
that's why he's trying to avoid a public meeting like this.
I don't agree with that.
well, the last time he came before the whole council and the public.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
I don't know. I don't know why he's not here tonight, to be honest with you. And I don't like the idea that he's not here, because we've paid him in full. We don't owe him anything, and he owes us those audits. And I was told he was going to be here tonight. Let me put it that way. I was told he was going to be here yesterday. He wasn't here. I was told he was going to be here this morning. He wasn't here. Then I was told he might come this evening. He wasn't here. So I'm going to call him tomorrow.
Question, why do we fully pay somebody until we get
Well,
what he's done for us? That's like paying
he's
somebody to build a house
completely
for
familiar
him.
with all of our accounting system. You're talking about budget amendments. We don't have any amendments to the budget the way we're set up now. And it's easy accounting. But I will promise you this, I'll find out from him why he's not here with that audit, because
You pay for something you want it.
that's
I
right.
mean, you know.
And I'm not being, that's not saying nothing towards you, I mean, he just, if he's not gonna do his job, find somebody else, fire him.
Well, that's the way we do business, you know. He's done a good audit. Now, he's taken care of us on the audit. He's made all the reports to the state that he's required to make, I hope, but I'll find out. If he has not sent the 3 copies to the Department of Local Government, then,
Well, they stopped.
I've never had anything, I just don't like the way he handles himself in these
well, he's been coming,
presentations.
he was coming here for 3 weeks to get finalized. But then all of a sudden, he's probably got a job somewhere else. And he's always saying his daughter got sick or he had to go to the hospital.
Had his gallbladder took out 3 or 4 times.
Wow. Like I said, it's time for a new auditor.
Have we ever checked with the school?
I didn't want to hire,